Hey, what's up guys? Alan here with eatsleeptrade.net. Going to be bringing you guys the swing trading watch list and market update for the week of August 29th, 2016. Is the S&P 500 in trouble? We are going to be taking a look at that in this video as well. If you guys follow the market on social media, then you know leading up to this point, everybody has been crying market crash, market crash, market crash. And every time the market has rallied up to new highs and just continued higher and higher. And finally, we're getting to a point where everybody is saying, buy the dip. Let's pick up the dip. Dips are the opportunity. And everybody knows what everybody does is the opposite of what actually happens. So are we set up for a large market correction, and is the S&P 500 in trouble? We are going to talk about that in this video. If you guys enjoy these videos, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Alright guys, so first up, let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500 chart. As you guys can see here, Wednesday we actually closed down below that 20-day simple moving average, which is the first time that has occurred in the last month and a half. And on Thursday and Friday, a little bit more confirmation on closing below that 20-day simple moving average. On Friday, we did have a slight market rally where a little upbeat started happening, and everybody got pretty excited. There was a bunch of charts that started breaking out, and of course a bunch of swing longs like myself and many others got caught in a couple positions, and then immediately after a slight rally, the market pulled back and then ended up closing closer to its lows than its highs. So that was really a little bull trap setup right there in the S&P 500. So it's really questionable on whether or not that is going to continue some downward or bearish momentum in that S&P 500. For now, we're going to keep our eyes on this 2160 support area, as that's the bottom of our channel that we were trading in back about 2-3 weeks ago. And down below that, we've got our 50-day simple moving average, so we will also keep an eye on that as well. First and foremost would be reclaiming our 20-day simple moving average and getting back above that 2175 resistance area, and then of course breaking out to new highs here around 2190s. So for now, prepare yourself for a market correction, and let's just see what the market gives us. Nobody knows exactly what it's going to do, but just keep in mind that the market is showing a little bit of weakness right now. And of course, when we're longing in swing positions, we want the market to be strong for us, as not because it's impossible to trade without a strong market, but we just want to stack as many odds in our favor as we possibly can. And one of those odds we want to stack is a strong market. All right, guys, so let's get into some of the stocks we're going to add to our watch list this week. And first up, we're going to take a look at DV. This is a great looking chart set up here. We just had a nice big breakout through this $23 area, and now you can see that resistance is now turning to support with a nice pullback, large range breakout. So it definitely has potential to make us a couple points. And we've got a great risk reward entry here with the 20-day moving average, as well as this $23 support area down below. So going to be watching this into Monday to see if these two areas hold, and if we start to make a move back up towards this 2430 resistance area. And of course, through 2430 resistance, our next resistance is up here around 2640s. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at FRGI. A nice bottoming chart with a little inverted head and shoulder type pattern coming off here. You can see the 20-day moving average is just below that 50-day moving average and wants to get that cross above. We just had a nice breakout of these lower highs and big volume on Friday, so going to be looking for a move up to this 2550 area. and then our next resistance through there is up here at 28.50. So we do have quite a big area of range before we run back into a heavy resistance. So I'm going to be looking for any type of pullback or consolidations below these resistance or on top of these supports. If once we get above them, for a possible entry on that. Don't want to be chasing up into this breakout. Let it break out, wait for it to consolidate, and then look for that good entry. Next, let's take a look at NR. And this here just has a nice flag setup coming up off the top. You can see the 20-day and 50-day moving averages have been trending really nicely up for us, and this puts in a beautiful uptrend on this stock here. So we're going to watch this pullback consolidation, look to see if we start getting a breakout to the top side of those lows. We had a good volume on Friday, so we'll see if that can continue on into Monday. All right, let's take a look at a couple honorable mentions. First, let's look at TTMI. And we currently have a position going in this here now at 1060, so I'm about 8 cents below, which is perfectly acceptable within my risk tolerance. I'm really using the 20-day simple moving average as a guide on this trade, and I really want to see that breakout through 1080. If you zoom out, look at the bigger picture chart, you can see this is actually a cup and handle forming on this chart longer term. So holding that 20-day moving average, that's going to be my guide. If we start breaking down below that, heading towards 10, then I'm going to be looking to get out of this trade. Other than that, I'm going to look to possibly maybe even add to my position if we continue to consolidate sideways, or until we start breaking out of this 1080 resistance area. Next, let's take a look at AMD. We've also started another position into this one on Friday, and our average is at 763. So we closed up slightly on the position, but nothing major. Love to see this thing start to head higher. You can see the nice breakout that we had, pull back to prior resistance. So resistance turns support, which is again gives a great risk reward setup. My risk is obviously defined at this prior low right around 718, 719, 720s. And we had good volume on Friday, so want to see that volume keep continuing into Monday and hopefully get a push up through that $8 area. And last one, let's take a look at CLVS. Great one off our watch list that we had for a breakout and move over this 1750 area. Even mentioned it on Twitter for you guys on the 22nd that, hey, CLVS is breaking out on good volume. And let's look at what the volume looked like on that day. So you guys can see the volume is not the biggest volume that it's ever had, but you can tell that it had that high relative volume on that breakout day. It was a nice gap up, held its gains, didn't do anything major, but gave you a nice signal, a nice breakout signal right there. Next day, huge volume and ramped up hard on FDA approval news, so that's a pretty big deal. Now it's just kind of consolidating out, creating a little tight flag pattern. Did attempt to make a trade on it on Friday and ended up selling that for a loss of about 82 cents. Keep in mind, this is a larger range moving stock, so you're going to move multiple dollars at once. So you need to factor that into your guys' position sizing and your risk factors, and understand that, you know, if you go into a stock that was trading a range of $3 and $4 and you're using the same position size as a stock that moves 30 and 40 cents, then you're going to find yourself getting stopped out with a much larger loss than you anticipated. So pay attention to how large a stock's range can be, and assess your position size and your risk based off that type of movement, so you don't get shaken out from a 50-cent move on a stock who has a average of $2 or $3 range, and a 50-cent move is pretty common in that type of stock. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to that range and setting your guys' risk and position size to help keep that emotion out during the fluctuation and the ups and downs in these larger range moves. Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this week's video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future videos. Also check out the website, eatsleeptrade.net. It's completely free, and there's a ton of swing trading stock market education on there that you guys can check out, as well as lots of other videos. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well as like our Facebook page, so that way you can stay up to date on all the stocks that we are watching and trading. I am also on StockTwits, guys, so you can follow me on there, although I'm not quite as active on there as compared to Twitter. But if the following builds up, then I may start to increase my activity there on StockTwits. So if you guys don't have that social media, check it out and follow me on there as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck into next week.